Hello and welcome back. Today we're going to go over escape sequences. So previously I told you that anything that is printed within this string, which is within the double quotes, is going to be printed exactly as is. That includes any spacing, numbers, symbols, capital, lowercase, whatever you put in between the double quotes, it's going to print exactly as is, except for escape sequences. Okay, so if I run this here, I'm going to print the string 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then a new line. And then I'm going to print the string 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, a new line. And then the string 11, 123, 13, 14, 15. And that's what we see down here, right? But if I wanted that to look like a matrix where it all lines up, it doesn't look like that, right? And it doesn't look very nice. That's where escape sequences come in. We could use spaces to like make this all line up. We could do something like that, right? And that looks better, but also not perfect and not great, right? So instead, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use the escape sequence \t. \t makes a tab, okay? So I'm just going to put a \t wherever I previously had a space. And notice that I don't have any spaces before or after the \t. Another thing real quick, if I do Ctrl V to paste \t, it's actually giving me an extra backslash, and I do not want that. So make sure that if you're copying and pasting in escape sequence, that you're not forgetting to get rid of that extra backslash that it pastes. I don't know why it does that, but it does. Okay, so now if I run this, it looks a lot better. Those numbers line up, right? Doesn't matter if I have 1 digit, 2 digits, 3 digits, however many digits, they're going to line up. And that's the beauty of a tab, right? Another escape sequence is the \n. \n creates a new line. And println also creates a new line. But if you remember, println prints this string and then prints a new line, right? \n gives you more control over where new lines occur. So if I wanted to create this whole chart in a single print statement, I could do that by using \n. So after 5, that's where I want to create a new line. So I can do \n, and then I can print my new line. And remember to get rid of all these extra backslashes. And then after 10, I'm going to create a new line. And then I will print my last one. Okay, and then I can get rid of these. Now, if you have code that you don't want to be printed, or you don't want to affect your code, but you're not really ready to part with it yet, what you can do is you can highlight that section of code and you can press Ctrl ? On your keyboard, and that will comment it out. So it's still there, but it's not going to affect the rest of your code. And then if you want to like uncomment it, you could go and manually do it, or you could highlight the code that is commented and just do the same thing, Ctrl ? And that will uncomment it. Now, if you accidentally, let's see, we have lines of code there. If you highlight lines of code that aren't commented out and try to uncomment those last 2 lines, Ctrl ? It's just going to comment everything again. So make sure that when you are uncommenting, you're only selecting the lines of code that are commented out so you can uncomment them. But for now, we're going to comment them out, and we want to see what this print statement will give us. So notice the output currently, and when we run this, Same thing, right? We just created the same chart, just on a single line instead of many lines. Personally, I would do this in the many lines because this line here, that's so much harder to read than the 3 lines. Because I have to like go through and find the backslash ends and figure out what is happening here. With the 3 lines, so much easier to get a grasp of what the expected output is. But I just wanted to show you that you could do all of that in a single line because you have control over when you create new lines with your escape sequences. Notice you do not have any escape sequences outside of the double quotes. All the escape sequences have to be within the string. You can't be like, let's come out back here and add on a new line at the end. You can't do that because escape sequences can't exist outside of strings. You can put this in double quotes if Java will let me. I don't want, ugh. Okay, backslash n, and then we'll get rid of. Okay, you can do something like this. You can add on a string with backslash n at the end. That's fine because it's within a string. It's within the double quotes. If we go to Google and we type in Java escape sequences and go to images, we'll see charts of all or at least some of the more popular escape sequences. So we already did new line, we did tab. Let's do the backslash and the quotes. So the backslash indicates that it's an escape sequence, right? So you can't just have a single backslash. It won't print to the screen because Java is confused. It thinks that you are trying to create or use an escape sequence. So in order to print a backslash, you have to do backslash, backslash, and then a single backslash is going to print. For quotes, you have to do backslash quote, whether it's double or single, and that is strictly for output purposes. They do not function as normal quotes. Like the quotes around your string, those are different than a backslash quote. They have different functionality. So let's look more into that. Going to copy and then comment this out. And then inside here, I'm going to say hello. Okay. If I want to put this word hello within quotes, like if I print it now, no quotes around it, right? Because it's within a string, but those double quotes only indicate that it's a string. It's not something that gets printed out, right? But if I wanted to put hello in quotes, what I can't do is just add quotes around the word hello because Java takes this as a string. It's an empty string, but that's a string. And this is a string, right? And how do we add strings together or how do we add things to strings? We have to use the plus symbol, right? Now this would work if hello was predefined, but hello isn't a predefined word in Java. So like, what are we trying to print? Java doesn't know. We could define it, but we're not going to get into that until next week. So this currently doesn't work. And even if it did, even if we predefined hello, it would not print quotes around the word hello. It would print an empty string with no spaces, and then it would print whatever was in hello, and then it would print an empty string. So it would literally just look like this still. So what we have to do, get rid of those plus symbols, we have to do a backslash double quote to open the quote around hello, and then a backslash double quote to end the quote around hello. Now, if we run this, you'll see that the double quotes surround the word hello because this is all part of the string within the outer double quotes. Okay? And then same thing for single quotes. If we want to put single quotes, we just change the backslash double quotes to backslash single quotes. And then the single quotes is what will print around the word hello. And then if we wanted to print a backslash for whatever reason, say we wanted to do what is 7 divided by 8? If we wanted, oh, that's not what we want to do because that's not even a backslash. Okay. Anyway, if we wanted to print a backslash, I don't know when you would want to print a backslash, but you might want to print a backslash. You can't do something like this. It will give you an error because it's expecting you to turn this backslash into an escape sequence. It's expecting a T or an N or a quote or something, but a backslash on itself, Java doesn't know what to do with it. So if you want to print a backslash, you have to put backslash backslash for Java to know that, oh, you want to print a backslash. And there you go. All right. If you guys have any questions, please let me know. Otherwise, good luck.